Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And welcome back. Today we're going to be making a Mexican tortilla casserole. So we're going to use the basil, the granulated onion, the garlic salt, the Mrs. Dash. We're going to use some of this Trick Daddy seasoning. We're going to use some of this organic. Doesn't matter. The Rotel does not have to be organic. I'm going to use some refried beans. Does not have to be Taco Bell. We're going to use some of these corn tortillas. You can also use the regular flour ones. We're going to use a little bit of jalapeno, this taco seasoning, about a pound of ground hamburger meat. We're going to use some cheese. Use whatever kind of cheese you have. This is what I've got on hand. This is what I'm going to use. You don't have that seasoning pack, use whatever kind you have. We're going to improvise. Use what you have, okay? And we're also going to use some lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, guacamole, whatever you want to use to garnish this with. So we're getting ready to get started. Let me set up. All right. As you can see, I did change my mind a little bit on what I was going to do. I put in some red or purple, whatever you call them, onions. A little of the orange bell pepper, the yellow bell pepper, and the red bell pepper. I'm not going to put in the green. I'm also going to put in a can of black beans. We're going to drain and rinse those, but not yet. And I'm also going to put in a bag of frozen corn. Use a can if that's what you got. So we're not going to do that just yet. Woo, weeby wobble. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to go ahead and brown this all up. And that's what we're going to do. I change my mind sometimes when I cook all the time. I'm sorry. We're going to put in some basil. You can absolutely not put in these seasonings at all with the Taco Bell seasoning, but she's a little extra, so she likes a little extra flavor. That's Mrs. Dash that we're going in with now. We're going to go in with a little bit of that granulated onion. And again, I say you do not have to use these seasonings because you're going to use that Taco Bell seasoning. But keeping in mind, this is the garlic salt, keeping in mind that this is going to be a lot that needs to be seasoned at the end of the day because we're going to add in that corn. We're going to add in the black beans. We're going to have the tomatoes, which is going to be our rotel. We're going to put in the refried beans. This is some of that Trick Daddy seasoning. So we're going to add a lot of stuff in here. So you want everything to be well seasoned. Now, if you don't mind a little blandness, then you're good to go. Okay? So I'm just going to, at this point, brown this up. Let all those bell peppers and everything and the onions all cook together. Get all soft, translucent. Might as well just cook all at the same time. So I'm going to brown this up. It's going to take about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes on medium heat. Should probably turn my stove on. And I'll be back. I'm going to brown this up. That's all I'm going to do. Then I'll come back and we'll talk about the next steps. All right, we're back. I put in about 1/3 of a cup of water. I was going to use the jalapenos, but I decided with the rotel, I don't want to burn my face off. So we're going to go in with that taco seasoning. Not the packet, only the stuff inside of it. We're going to incorporate that. Get that all mixed in. Don't those colors look beautiful? You want to be able to eat with your eyes first, right? Look at that. Okay, so now this is the time to start adding in some ingredients. And then when we do this, we're going to let it cook for another 10 minutes, okay? So I'm going to go in with that can of beans. All right. We're going to get her on in there. And anything that you don't like, don't put in. Really and truly, don't put it in. I'm going to go in with that can of rotel. That's why I said, why am I putting all that pepper in there? And then we're just going to incorporate this. And once we get this incorporated, let it cook for a couple of minutes. Then we're going to add the next couple of ingredients. So we're going to let this go for 5 minutes and I'll be right back. All right. You drain and rinse the black beans, okay? Then we're going to go in with that corn. So we're going to let all of these ingredients marry, get to know one another, become best of friends. And we're going to let this go for another 5 minutes so that all of that can heat through. And again, like I said, get to know one another. So 5 minutes is all it's going to need. And then we're going to come back and we're going to start building our Mexican tortilla casserole. All right, so 5 minutes. We're going to let this go 5 minutes, okay? And if there's any ingredients in here that you don't like, don't add them, okay? You have to remember, whatever you're cooking is stuff that you and your family have. They're going to be the ones eating it, okay? So, this looks good all by itself, doesn't it? You could just put this in a bowl and just yum, yum, eat you some, right? All right, so we're going to let this marry, meet, greet, get to know each other for 5 minutes. And I'll be back, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do next because we're going to start building a casserole. I'll be back. All right, we are ready to rumble. Just shaking up my can. I use this all the time. Use any cooking spray you want to use. You don't have to use this, but this is what I love. I've told you this a million times. I'm going to be very generous with this because I don't want any of my yummy, yumness sticking to this pan. I want it all to come out. Okay, so be very generous with this, okay? You can also use Crisco, you know, the solid grease, if that's what you want. Oh, look at the smoke. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out by lining the bottom of this with our tortillas. Yeah, it's going to slip and slide a little bit because all that yum grease we just put in there. But that's some good cooking spray. If you've never had it, you should definitely try it, okay? Okay, so we're going to put that in there like that. Then we're going to take some of this good filling that we just made. And we're going to put that all in the bottom. That's what we're getting ready to do. And we're going to make a nice thick layer of that, okay? And then you're going to spread it around, get it all, make sure that you get it in every single corner, spread it all the way around, okay? You want it to touch every bit, okay? Put a little bit more in here. All right. This is so easy. Once you've made this once, you can improvise on what you want to put in it, what more you want to add to it. We're going to put this layer of cheese in here. And again, use any kind of cheese you want, or don't use cheese at all if you don't like cheese. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want. It's your kitchen. Do what you feel. Do what you want to do. That's what I always say. All right. So now that we've got that all layered out, we're going to go in with some more. We're just going to make 2 layers of this, okay? We're not going to make 15, 20. It's kind of like a Mexican lasagna, you know? My version, of course. All right. So we've done that. And we're going to layer this stuff up one more. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little cheese right here. Okay? And you'll see why I did that in a minute. Okay, this pan doesn't want me to pick it up. Uh-oh. There we go. And you put that, do it all over again. Put a nice layer right on top. And in case I didn't say, which I don't think I did, when you get started on that last layer, when you have to let it cook for that last 5 minutes, when you've added in your corn, your last few ingredients, your corn, and what did we put in there? I don't know. But when you add in your last few ingredients, your corn, your black beans, when you add in that last few ingredients, that's when you want to turn on your oven, okay? Turn that oven on so that oven will be waiting for you instead of what? You waiting on your oven. I say it all the time. You'd rather it be waiting on you than you waiting on it, right? So we're not going to put cheese on this just yet. We're going to wait until it comes out the oven, and then we're going to put the cheese in. So we're going to put this in the oven, let it bake on 350 for about 25 minutes, depending on your oven. Let it bake for about 25 minutes, okay? Let that cheese get in there and get all going. Let it do what it needs to do to these flours. So 350, 25 minutes, and I'll be back. Doesn't it look good? I'll be back. All right, let me tell you what I decided to do. I have a little bit of this left over for my casserole. So she's going to do something else. Grease the pan like I always do. This is a cookie dish. A cookie. I said cookie. Pie dish. I'm going to grease it generously. Told you how much I love my butter. Crisco spray. So I made box of Jiffy cornbread. Make it according to the package, except I don't use oil. I use butter. So I'm going to pour half of this in here. Coat the bottom of it. Alright. Make sure it goes all the way around. Get all those sides. Then I'm going to put this in here. I am not going to waste this at all. You hear me? I am not going to waste it. So I guess we could call this Mexican pie. We're just going to go ahead and get that all in there. Let's just get that all in there. We are not trying to waste our food. Okay? Spread her out a little bit. Okay? And then we're going to put the rest of that cornbread on top. Yes, we are. And we're going to bake this in the oven. I already got my oven on 350, so we're going to leave it on 350. This should take about 25 minutes to bake. And there we go. We can come up with something when we have to, don't we? Try to cover that up a little bit. If it covers up, fine. If it doesn't, fine. It doesn't matter. We're creating as we go. All right? So we're going to get this in the oven, 350, because the oven's already on 350 with the casserole. And we're getting ready to bake this baby. I'll be back. All right, she is fresh out of the oven. And we're going to take that last bit of cheese. We do not have to put this back in the oven. Unless you want to put a little char on yours, you can. But this is going to melt because this came fresh out the oven. Put the rest of that cheese on in there. You can absolutely add more. Just let it sit on there for a second. It'll melt up. And then I'm going to plate it up and show you what she looks like on a plate. I'll be right back. Now look at us. Won't we do it? There is our casserole. I just put a little lettuce and tomatoes with it. And then look at the cornbread. Yep. We did that. We definitely did. All right. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day in this kitchen. All right. Thank you all so much for coming by and supporting the channel. Thank you so much for just checking it out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody be blessed. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.